This is real firepower!
Hello, and welcome back, y'all. My name's Troy, I like to read, and welcome to another new Comic Book Day vlog video on the Feet Lovers Pizza channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying warm, because it is cold as balls these days. You guys can't see. I got this propped up on the window. Snow everywhere. It's ridiculous. But stay warm and stay safe. I'll be real. Don't got much for an intro today. You know, pretty slow day for me personally. But I'm ready just to go get some books, you know. But before that, song of the week, Ciao by Lucy Bedrock. I got into Lucy a few months ago, and I discovered the song like a week ago. It's really good. Check it out, please. Shout out Lucy Bedrock. So yeah, that's it from me here. But before we go, we're gonna talk about the books we had from last week. I think we only had 2. But yeah, let's roll the clip. Hello, I hope you guys are doing well. If you're wondering why I'm wearing different clothes, it's because I filmed this yesterday. So, anyways, let's get into the books from last week. As you guys know, I like Book 2, and we're gonna start off with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 14 because I was pretty lazy and didn't get around to reading it until about like 10 minutes ago. So it's fresh on my mind. But overall, I liked it a lot. Another solid issue. I know I was really iffy on Jin Moon Yang becoming the new writer, but so far I'm enjoying it. And the art from Fred E. Williams II has been pretty good too. This just follows the Ujigami that was introduced last issue, going around, he's been trying to kill some of the turtles, like their antagonists or the bad guys or whatever. And obviously the turtles don't fuck with that, so they're trying to stop him. But yeah, at the end of this issue, it is revealed that the Ujigami is Splinter, and the turtles do reunite with him. And I think it's a little bit iffy. I don't know. I personally, if I was writing this, I would have maybe made it. They don't know he's the Ujigami yet, but I would have made it like them not knowing he's alive lasts longer, I should say. But you know, that's the story they want to tell, so I'll be fine with it. You know, we didn't really get their like main reaction, and I guess we'll get it in the next issue. But overall, it was fine. The thing about this Turtles book is April O'Neil is in it, right? But she's not like in it, if you know what I'm saying. Like when it comes to like really popular superhero franchises, I think it's really important to have like a good female character. Like obviously the Turtles have April, but like when it comes to people like Spider-Man, they have Mary Jane. When it comes to Superman, there's Lois Lane. Batman, a little more complicated, admittedly, but like throughout this whole run so far, 14 issues, I feel like April hasn't been like that important of a character, and it makes me wonder, like, has she ever been like written well, or do people just like her because they think she's hot, you know? Like, I don't know. I wish there was more for her. Maybe that's welcome me to say, but you know, hopefully she gets some more attention later down the line in the series. But overall, it's pretty good, and I'm excited for the next issue. Moving on, we have DCKO number 3 by very nice Daniel Warren Johnson variant. But yeah, overall, another solid issue for the series. Tournament's going on. It's up to the final 8 now. The final 8. And it's a tag team match. And oh no, it was the final 4. No, sorry, final 8. And they could bring back anyone that has been knocked out so far. And I thought that was really cool. Some cool team ups. You know, we got Superman, Shazam, Lex Luthor, and Kara. Wonder Woman, Big Barda. It was a fun issue overall. You know, it's nice seeing people work with that they don't usually. The thing about the Joker is he was allowed to bring back anyone from any realm because apparently he had enough Omega energy or whatever. So the thing was he brought back the Joker, Batman Who Laughs, apparently, and I got spoiled for that on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's like fine, I guess. You know, he's basically, you know, he's popular. People like the Batman Who Laughs. But then in very Joker fashion, it's revealed that it's not actually the Batman Who Laughs. It's Mr. Mixie Pitalik or whatever the fuck. And I thought that was a good plot twist, because even though I got the first reveal spoiled, I still got to see the real reveal, you know? It was really cool. And the fights go on, they're cool. The art's nice. I'm not too familiar with this artist, but I think I wasn't a fan of him at first, but it's been growing on me as DCK has been going on. But obviously there's a big focus on Superman in this event, which is cool, because I'm a Superman glazer. And in the fight with Shazam versus the two Green Lanterns, he gets Shazam's powers, and he gets the Patara earrings from Dragon Ball. I think that's sick as hell. But yeah, the fight overall was really good. We're now down to our final 4, going into the final 2 issues. And the demons have pulled up. The absolute goats have pulled up, and I'm excited. You know, I've seen people complain about this book like being kind of a nothing burger and just kind of like hype moments in aura. But sometimes that's what you need in a comic book. You know, you just need some good hype moments in aura. So I'm excited, and another good issue. But yeah, that's all I got from the books last week. I'll see you guys in the car. Hello everyone, welcome to the car. We're gonna talk about today's books. Please ignore how shaky the camera is. I live in Pennsylvania, the roads here suck, but regardless, let's get into the books. I believe we only have 3 today, that being Nightwing, whatever issue, I forgot the number, Superman Unlimited, and a DC KO tie-in, Galactic Slam, I think it's called. It has to do with Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. Let's start off talking about Nightwing. This whole run has been really good so far. I need to tell you guys, I'm a huge Nightwing fan. I love me some Dick Grayson. I love me some Dick Grayson. So, I'll admit, my first Nightwing run I've ever read was the Tom Taylor run. And there's a lot of different opinions on the Tom Taylor run. You know, obviously it's beautiful art, Bruno Redondo, award-winning series. I'm pretty sure it's won multiple Eisner Awards. And the first half, if anyone out there wants to read Tom Taylor's Nightwing, the first half will have you convinced it's like one of the best fucking books you've ever read in your life. It's beautiful. It goes into Dick's past. You know, Barbara Gordon shows up. Shout out Babs. But then there's like a point. It gets to a point where Tom Taylor brings in every possible person who's ever associated with Dick Grayson in his life in this book, and it just becomes bloated. There's a whole arc involving the Titans, because I think he was also writing the Titans run at the time. It starts to fall apart for me at that point, and then the pirate arc happened. The pirate arc is terrible. You can literally skip that if you're reading Nightwing by Tom Taylor. But anyways, so I read that, and then I immediately jumped to this new run by Dan Waters. It's kind of like night and day. It's kind of like night and day, because this current run by Dan Waters, it's a lot more serious. And I've been reading like older like Teen Titans and Nightwing issues recently to get like a better understanding of Nightwing's character. The current run is a lot more in line with how he was like intended to be written, as opposed to how Tom Taylor was writing him. And I'm loving this arc. It's probably a top 3 book I'm pulling right now. I'm very hyped for this new issue. Shout out Bryce. Shout out to his brother that got Kamehameha and killed by the cops in Bloodhaven. That's not cool. But very excited. Also, Elizabeth Torque variant for this Nightwing book. Y'all should know I love Elizabeth Torque. She's my favorite variant artist. And she's been making issues for like the past 2 issues. I think this is the 3rd one she's doing. I don't think she's doing any more for any future issues. But that will be coming home with me tonight. I'm very excited. Next up, Superman Unlimited. When I first started this book, we're only like 10 or so issues in. I was really liking it. I thought it was a cool premise to have like a giant ball of kryptonite falling onto Earth. And now Superman just has to live in a world that like everyone is kryptonite, not just like the big bads, you know? And I liked the cool like Super Saiyan form they gave him, the golden one. It was sick. But as the series has gone on, I feel like they've moved away from that premise like a lot. Like a lot of the issues that have been coming out now is just like silly Superman adventure of the week, right? Which is cool and all. I love Superman. I love seeing him go on silly adventures. But I wish we were doing more with like the kryptonite stuff and him having to deal with kryptonite being available for everyone. Like random thugs on the street of kryptonite. Like a random mugger can go toe to toe with the Superman, you know? But I don't know. I was considering dropping it, but then they announced like the whole Superboy initiative they're doing after DCKO. And apparently it's kind of a big focus on John Kent, and he's going back to being a kid again. I know people don't like that he was aged up a lot, but I'll stick with it just to see how that stuff goes. But it is kind of weird that we have a Superman book, multiple Superman books that are not going to have Superman because apparently he's going missing. But I'll stick with it for now. It's fine. Next up, finally, we have the DCKO Galactic Slam. It revolves around what Kyle Rayner's doing during DCKO. I'll be completely honest, I've never read a Kyle Rayner book in my life, but he seems really cool, and I know he's like a fan favorite Green Lantern. When it comes to like a lot of the Justice League, I feel like Green Lantern is my blind spot. I don't really know much about any of them. You know, besides the only like, quote-unquote Green Lantern thing I've read is the New Frontier, because that's like basically a Hal Jordan story. And that was really good, and that's made me want to read more Green Lantern. But I've also heard Kyle is like, I think the strongest Green Lantern. I know he becomes like a White Lantern at some point, which is I think the most powerful in the color spectrum. But yeah, I literally just bought it because, or I plan to buy it because I think Kyle's cool, and this will be my introduction to him. So hopefully he does cool stuff, and hopefully I like it. I've enjoyed most of the DCKO tie-ins so far, so I think I'll enjoy this one. But I think I'll grab a variant. I don't know which one. They're all pretty cool. I think that's it for this week. So that means I will see you guys at the store. Peace.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the comic collection in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. If you're ever in the area, please stop by and say hi to Dave. He's the goat. Now, without further ado, let's get into the books for this week. Starting off, we have Alien vs. Captain America, and then rolling straight into Assorted Crisis Events by Dennis Camp. I haven't read this book, but I've read Absolute Martian Manhunter and The Ultimates by him. He's probably one of the best writers working right now. He has a new book coming out soon. I'm excited to see what he cooks up next. Next up, we have World's Finest by Mark Waid. I really want to read the series, but it's like long as hell now, and I don't feel like getting caught up to something that's still ongoing. So I'll try to maybe read it at some point later this year, but I'm in no rush. Next thing of interest, Captain America by Chip Zdarsky. I've heard very good things about this book. Like, it's one of Marvel's best ongoings right now, but it seems like they're doing a lot of this Doom tie-in stuff, so I will not be tapping in anytime soon. Ghost Pepper. I've spoke about Ghost Pepper a few times on the channel. It's fine. Not my favorite. Got some Fantastic Four issues. Shout out to Susan Storm. When it comes to Everything Dead and Dying, I've really been wanting to tap into it because I think there should be more zombie comic books. My good friend Steve, big Walking Dead fan. I know he doesn't read, but if he ever decides to tap in, I think he'd like it a lot. Rolling into the Green Lantern Galactic Slam. Honestly, a good selection of covers. I was considering getting the orange one that's a DCK on the back, because I think the artist did some issues for Void Rivals, but ultimately I went with the one for Air. Rolling into Nightwing now, and I have a funny story about this. So when I was at the shop picking up my books, someone called on the phone and asked Dave specifically for the sweater weather variant. He only ordered one, and he had no idea what they were talking about. So it was really funny seeing him trying to figure out which one was the sweater weather when I knew off the top of my head it was the one where Dick had his boobies out. I thought it was really funny that someone called in specifically to get it. When it comes to The Amazing Spider-Man, I considered pulling this new run, but looking back, I'm happy I did not, because they still have JR on the art, and I think his art is butt ugly, no offense to him. So that they need to kick that old man off the book. Get someone new, please, I beg. Moving into The Walking Dead now, As I mentioned earlier, my good friend Steve, big fan. We were just talking about the comic book the other day. I do plan to read this at some point, and I'm happy they're bringing out the deluxes now because I tried peeping it, just black and white. Not a fan. I like my comic books colored. Thank you very much. Now we have Superman Unlimited, and this is a thought I've had for a while, but I feel like not a lot of artists know how to like draw like nice Superman covers. No one knows how to give him aura like they do with like Batman, and I think there's a billion ways you can do it, and they just don't know how to. Moving on, we're back to Jed McKay's X-Men. I mentioned either last week or the week before I dropped the series because I thought it was mid, but we have a nice, beautiful Magic cover. Going on to Uncanny X-Men, I peeped this Gambit Rivals cover and I was like, huh, what was on the back? Hello! Golly, was not expecting all that, I'll be completely honest with y'all. Took me aback in the store. But now we have the Rogue book. I heard this takes place in the past, so I don't really care. Same thing with this Psylocke book. Marvel, the people want current and good X-Men stories. Someone please pass that along. But that's about it. Not a crazy week. Let's see what I got back at the house.
Hello everyone, we're back from the store. Let's go over the books we got today, okay? First off, boom, Nightwing, 134. Beautiful Elizabeth Torque variant. Love her, she's the goat. Next up, DCKO, Green Lantern, Galactic Slam. I got the Juan Ferreira variant because he's awesome and looks like a fighting game. So shout out Kyle, I hope he does cool stuff in this. We shall see. And finally, Superman Unlimited. I think Clark is going against the Prankster. So hopefully this book picks up on the premise I was promised. But we'll see. Also, when I was at the store, I picked up some more short box dividers. Golly, this is hard to see. Because I've been pulling like a lot more series, and I needed dividers for like months now, so I finally have some. But yeah, that's all I bought today. That's mostly it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll give you guys like an insider scoop. I do have more types of videos planned. Hopefully I can get the first one out by the end of this month, but we'll see. And hopefully you guys like those too. But that's all from me. Stay safe, be kind, read more comics, and I'll catch you guys next week. Bye, 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 bye.
I know